Hi, Deborah. Daphne here. Thank you for your feedback. I'm really glad you find the corrections helpful. Well done writing your essays in 1 hour. That's fantastic. It's difficult, isn't it? But the more you do it, the more you will get more confident, and you've done really well. Also, great corrections. Thank you for taking the time to do that. That's really, really good. Well done. So next essays. Online translation apps. Do the benefits of this outweigh the disadvantages? And this is looking really good. So experts throughout several countries have debated the advantages, and I've put in here current usage of translation tools. I think to just say debated the advantages of translation tools is a bit short. So I've tried to put in this as well, like how we use them. Some believe in a few years it will be not necessary to learn new languages because I'd say these because you're referring back to the ones here, will be sufficient. So you're doing a future infinitive, will be sufficient to translate. Now, you've used traduce all the way through, so it's translate. Yeah, there isn't really another word. Interpret as if we're doing it speaking, speak to speak, speech to speech. We might use that later, but basically all the way through you want that one translate. Everything. Personally, I strongly, so add verb to go with the verb. This essay will argue that. Now, avoid the pen. Now, you would have to say avoiding. So argue that avoiding. So I'll just put it in for you. Avoiding dependent. Let's see. On. So we depend on something. So avoiding dependency on these tools is the smart decision. Don't use smart in an Ielts essay. It's not an academic word. Okay? Avoiding, okay, so argue that. Now, rather than is as well, I would say use hedging language. So may be, maybe, oops, maybe wise, maybe wise and advisable. Okay? Uh, those are two higher level words, which is better than this. Using examples from research, no plural there, just research. Because it is plural, to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, good, nice introduction. There is ample evidence that application spelling to, used, okay, or for translation, yeah, good, for translation, ION, are, so applications plural, are plural verb, increasing in usage around the world. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, it's easier. Okay, what is easier? The translating. Okay, so let's actually, I think you need to say it. Okay, so understanding different languages, yeah, is easier since users of, so not users from, users of such tools do not need. Now, doesn't is informal, so I would have do not need to learn. Yeah, sorry, doesn't is informal. A whole new language to understand foreign text. Perfect, good. Secondly, it's faster compared to ed. Manual translating or searching for. You wouldn't research a word, you search for a word in a dictionary, yes. For example, a new tool from Google allows, careful with your tool, singular, allows, careful with that. The examiner will really watch for that. Allows translation even from pictures and images. Wow, making it possible. You need a subject there. Making it possible to use the phone to translate texts in signs on streets, folders, and many non-written sources. Excellent to use all those examples. I really like that. Very important. Well done. It must not be forgotten that although translation is made easier, let's turn it round rather than having it. Translation is made easier. Users, so in that case you could take out that altogether. Users may become addicted, I'm going to say it as well, over-dependent, or addicted to it, okay? So just slightly changing there. Same meaning. Therefore, it's conclusively clear that those online applications lead users. Yes, that these, I'd say these rather than those, because we know which ones we're talking about. And it leads users to never, to a never learning process, to a process of never learning, never learning or fully comprehending the language. Okay, so maybe just change that round a little bit, that sentence there. Yes, and I really like this idea about communicate fluently. Yes, good. Communicating, it should be ing fluently there. Okay, so chance of plus ing. These little things I keep on mentioning here. So you've got the chance and then the dependent preposition. So this preposition has to come with this noun and then it has to have ing afterwards. It's a tricky little bit of grammar. There's no real rules, although there is a long list of these called dependent prepositions. So maybe if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, have a look up those on a grammar website. Although there's a case for using these, stick with these apps in rare situations and even favouring the simplicity. I think you should say here when, such as in travel or on business, because I mean they are quite useful. The impact of frequent use, so frequent adjective to go with noun use of such apps cannot be overstated. This is largely because if it's needed daily, because if they are needed daily, so you don't need to have need like verb and need noun in the same sentence. So if they're needed daily to translate, it's easier to study. Yeah, absolutely. It might be. Or maybe you should say here, experts believe. Let's sort of have some real people in there. It is easier to study. Absolutely, yeah, totally right. For example, an extensive research. Now, we don't have an extensive research. Research is plural. So you just go into extensive research showed that over 80% of app users, rather than learning, rather than learning the idiom itself, yeah, depended on past tense then, consistent with this line of thinking, is that learning the idiom or phrase, let's do that, because otherwise you're repeating it, without the support of tools will increase the chance to communicate better. Absolutely. Well done. Really, really nice example there. To conclude from the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that learning so don't have idiom again because we've had it like 3 times now. So let's not repeat that. Learning a new language. Language together with the subtle usage of it is better. So this is just the subtle use, is just the kind of stuff I'm telling you now. You know how we do this, but we don't do that. Is better than to be attached to. Good. It's predicted that multilingual person will increasingly grow. Yes, absolutely. That multilingual people will increasingly grow in importance, good, and relevance in the major areas of employment and business. I think these are in the future. For me, I think I might have said before, these prediction sentences need a little bit more, otherwise they just sit there a bit too heavy at the end of your essay. Tell me why these people would be useful. They'd be useful because they can get a better job. Yeah, so a good essay there. There's lots of really, really nice stuff. Quite a few like little errors, but we can work on those. So just think through when you do the corrections, and yeah, email me any questions with your next essays if you have any questions. So application letter, right. In here, this is good. Now, what my suggestion to you is that you, in your head, make up a job. It doesn't tell you what the job is, but for me, in all these essays I correct, students, the best answers are the ones where people have done a real job, and then they can make their experience real to the job. It's also kind of makes more sense because you wouldn't really apply for an abstract job. So I've kind of slightly changed a few things here. I'm writing regarding the job position available at your company, which I saw advertised on the Jobs Inc. website. You need to have where you saw it advertised. I've always wanted to work for your highly regarded company. Like, your company's amazing. Wow, I want the job. My experience in this field is substantial. Just spelling on that one. I have a master's degree, capital, in engineering. Okay, I don't know what you do, but now you're an engineer. And engineering, so I would not put that because that's too abstract. And over 10 years of experience working in Brazil and Japan. Yeah. After graduation, so after, I developed, so past tense, an important piece of research, or I developed, we don't have that one there, I developed important research that was published at a well-known conference. Good. Research on cars. So kind of, do you see what I mean? I'm kind of grounding it, giving this, making this letter real. Also, through my years, so not at, through my years in. Now, on the field is, no, it's definitely in the field. In the field, this is the general area. I created dozens of projects, again, specializing in blah, 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 which brought me expertise in solving ing problems. Okay? With increased demand for experience, what should we say? Or just engineers. Female. Hey. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by this. Velocity of its evolution. Do you mean something that's gone really fast? You should say, I believe I am perfectly positioned to take on this new challenging role. That's the job. Okay. So there's some kind of set expressions that you need. This is a kind of set fixed expression, which work with these kind of letters. So this is nice. Yep, good. That's all fine. My last job, I led a research team. Yeah, that's really nice. Develop improvements and innovations in this area. That's fine. You could have in this area because here you've already said what it is. Yeah. Don't use thus again. Only use that not very often at all. We discovered outstanding techniques, which I firmly believe will be, you don't need that, will be helpful in this position, making me a strong candidate to be hired. Good. For that reason, I'm attaching my CV. Good. We would say probably, yeah, that's okay. Good. I probably say I look forward, I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so you want to have that in there. That's, again, a fixed expression there. Forget the yellow. We don't need that in the yellow. I look forward to hearing from you. That's fine. And then yours faithfully. Okay, so you write it like this. Yours, capital yours there. Faithfully, no capital. Okay, and put your surname. Always put your surname. It's a formal letter. Okay. Uh, good one. Good job on that one. What I would do is rewrite this for yourself, and then you get the idea of what I'm trying to say to you. So always with these letters, make up the context. They're giving you a very general scenario. You need to make this specific to you, and then you can really do it amazingly well. Great work, Deborah. Thank you.